This is the brewery art colony. It was the Pabst Blue Ribbon Brewery. They built it in 1946, and it was sold to a family in the late 70s, and they made it into artist loft housing. That was it. My cleaning lady disappeared, so I got that from Mark Kostabi. I traded Mark Kostabi advertising in my magazine for that painting. And then, so the room here is when I need to get any paperwork done, usually the best space to do that on is the bed, because then I can't go to sleep until I finish my paperwork. So it's sort of a little, you have to learn your own, like, tricks. You have to trick yourself, you know what I mean?
It's now the world's largest art complex. It may be disputed, but I don't think there's anywhere else that has 320 lofts in it. The entire structure was used for different parts of the brewing process. This, as you can tell from the signage, was the fermenter storage cellar M. And as a result, we're going from what used to be old refrigerator doors, going through another refrigerator door here. Well, one nice thing about it is it has about 15-foot ceilings, which is great if you make large paintings, and it gives it an open feeling.
This is robot number 6 in progress here. It's actually pretty different from the other ones I've built because it's a little smaller, all electric, all aluminum, a little sexier, more finished kind of thing going on. But yeah, I've lived here about 5 years, moved down from San Francisco. I had a much larger shop up there, but this is working for me, barely.
I've been living in this space for 5 years, I think, and at the brewery for almost 8. We were lucky enough to get this one, which I think is a great space, because we have these lovely windows, and the light for a painter like myself is perfect. It's just such a nice light, and I think it's affected my work a lot, just because the purity of the light. I mix really pretty clean colors, and it changed my painting when I moved in here. I used to paint very dark, and now I paint very light and colorful, which I think is, as a painter, it's interesting.
This is the most recent issue. Got Gary Basement on the cover. He's an artist. Everybody knows him. And then this issue had Nancy Reagan on the cover with her personal ad. After Ronnie died, we did a little personal ad. The magazine covers the LA and New York art world. It's the, we tell the truth about the art world. We're not one of these, like, we don't have a bunch of this theory that's just a bunch of lies and pretentious individuals not making sense. We tell the truth as we see it. And then the magazine generates a lot of writing, other freelance writing gigs. I do a lot of art writing for other magazines. And when they need a go-to guy about art, sometimes they go to me. Does that make sense? When they don't go to the Lord. I'm president of the Brewery Art Association. Oh, excuse me. I am president of the Brewery Art Association. So it's like all the artists open their studios. Thousands of people show up. It's free parking, free admission. And just a bunch of people show up. It's a great event, frankly. You get to see a lot of art. You get to see how a lot of artists live. It's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. It's the third weekend in October and the third weekend in April. It's been going for 15 years now. At one time, there was 9 open studios. Now there's, about 110 studios, almost 200 artists. It's a great date because it's free.
This is an experimental space. We're calling this AND Lab, stands for Art and Design Laboratory. And our core business is corporate identity design and branding. About 3-4 years ago, I was asked to tutor a few students, and I was able to do a different kind of teaching than what usually allows in the institutional setting.
The turbines to speed.
And I build big mechanical contraptions of all varieties here at the brewery. Most of what I build is robots. These are 2 robots that I've built on a trailer behind me. This one's called the Manipulatrix, and that one's called the Necropod. Yeah, this is my home. Like, bed's right there, living room, TV room. I've always preferenced workspace for live space. I basically just carve out enough live space that I can, subsist within, and then devote everything else to work. I work in the movies. I do special effects for the movies. I built and operated the hero claws for Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2. And no office is complete without conjoined twin piglets, recently acquired.
Well, this is the most recent painting. Internal forces of the brain dictate where and when to make a mark. And so I really have no idea what it eventually will look like. I have a few ideas of what color combinations to use. I consider those decisions kind of rudimentary or banal decisions. And then I let the internal forces dictate the process.
Like, you'll be in a museum and you'll see your neighbor on the wall. It's like LA County Museum or MoCA here. You open an art history book and there's, the guy who is behind in his rent has a party, and you go there and there's like museums, trying to buy his stuff on the cheap. Hey, excuse me, are you a famous artist? Yeah? Hey, the TV station wants to ask you a few questions about the brewery. Here, ask him. He's famous.
My name is Per. I'm Swedish, but I live and work in Amsterdam in Holland.
The European government is paying for him to show at the brewery. Europe. Not, none of this capitalism stuff. Pure socialist grants to an artist. There.
That's good.
It's nice to be in a creative community where I can bounce things off of people, which I think is really great. And also the space, because there's not a lot of spaces like this that exist anymore because of the huge influx of loft spaces. Everyone wants to live in a loft now. So they've created these loft-style apartments all over LA, but they're not like this. They're more like apartments. So I think that's probably, for me, that's the most attractive part. But as far as, I guess, coolness, it's just being in a huge community of creative people that, you can hang around with and go down to the bar or have them over. And since I've been here for so long, a lot of the people here are among my closest friends, which is really nice.